Vue have released a new API called Conversation API. We're gonna check it out and use it. Show a demonstration of using it with the render function. I'm gonna also use tailwind CSS as a utility library, and this is a small, and this is what will look like. So we can say walking dog and add it to the list. Um, let's get started. So I already created the project using the Vue CI tool. It's a brand new project, and we're going to start from scratch. I install, as you see, I install Tailwind. You can follow their documentation to add it. But we're going to start from scratch, and let's delete the main CS. And we don't need this. So we're going to start off from scratch. So we're going to create the entry point main.js, and we're going to import something from Vue. Vue gave us a method called create app, some function to create your Vue instance, and we're going to create a Vue instance. It will take a component. We don't have a component yet. Let's create a component. Let's create a component before that. I'm going to make a basic component. And to create a component, we also give us a new method to define your component. It's called define component. This is the same as Vue.extend for Vue 2. Let's say export default this app. So we have an app component, and we're gonna import that app. And we're gonna pass it into that function, and then we're gonna mount this to the DOM with the ID of app. And that's for the entry point. And now in our app we will have there won't be any state. We're going to create another component called to do. So all this would be render that component. We haven't created this component yet. Let's go add this component. Import to do from I don't have it yet, so to do JS. So we want to do the same thing. Import from Vue. I'm gonna grab define a component. You can do shorthand. You can export default an object that you would here. You do. And let's have something show up on the screen, so make sure this is working. To do component. Make sure this is working. So that's working. This is working. So let's see if this is working. It's loading up. So my dev tool, and it should be on localhost 80. And so it's loaded my to-do component, so it's working. So in the to-do, we'll have so how you would define your state in Vue 2 is you put it in a data function. So instead they have Vue 3 give us two new method to define state, reactive and ref. I'm gonna grab one of the method, reactive, and so define the new, use the new composition API. You put in a setup function, and everything you do will be all defined. The method, the logic, the state will be defined in the setup function. So let's define some state, and we will have a list of to do. So we'll have some items. Inside this item, it will be an array of objects. So inside this object, we'll have an ID. Normally, you use like a library for unique ID, but we can use something, a built-in method, just to have some random math function to get a random ID. So we can use the math function to get a random ID, and we'll have a size maybe 10 digit. Didn't call that. And then we will have the task of to do's. Let's have some example. Let's have working. We're going to close this out. And then let me copy this object. Let's copy this object. We're going to have another one. And instead of it walking, I'll be running this time. Walking. And now we have to return this state to be able to use it. And now am I outside of the setup function? Yes, I'm outside of the setup function. That's why. Return the state. And then let's display on the screen. So we will have, let's display on the screen. We'll have, let's display on the screen now. Li will be a be a list, so it'll be a JavaScript, so it'll be list dot state dot item dot map, and we take the value and the index. We're gonna return a list. We're gonna have a key. And this key will have be a unique key with the ID on it, and inside this list we're going to run the task with the index plus 1 just for style. See what does that look like. So as you can see, we went on to the list on the screen. So that's great. Now we're going to have input for the user to add a new item to the list. So we're going to have input. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that, and then let's add an input. It's a little ugly right now. Let me add some style. So we're gonna add some style. We're gonna add this tailwind directive into our source strip in our asset folder called tailwind. Paste that directive there, and to be able to use it, we will go into our app, our entry point component, and we'll import that. When CSS to have that globally. That's not it. It's this one. Okay, and then so we're gonna add input. I'm gonna add some style. So we're gonna have class of we don't have grab the CSS for the to-do list. It'll be quicker. I have some style to this app. Paste in some style. So basically, I'll go through this, and then we're gonna import this CSS to do CSS. And close this out. Then we're gonna have to-do list container. And we're gonna have a title. Which one would be called planning list. Okay. And then we will have let's add an input. So we're gonna have input and a button. So we'll have an input and this input will have placeholder of enter new item, and then we're gonna have a button called add So editor will have input and button. So right now the input is not doing anything right now, so we can't really add anything to our list yet. So it's not. So we're gonna create a method for it. Let's create a method. We need a way to grab the value from the input. So we're going to have another state, new item. We can set it to empty string, and then let's create a function called new set new item, and this will grab. This will have the event object on it, and then we will set the new item to go to the event that target the value of the element on each keystroke. Then we gotta return this method from the setup function to be able to use it. So we're gonna have this bind this method to this input. So it'll be on input this dot and no set new item. Then we're gonna have a handler to add to state. So let's see if this is working. Let's run the state that new add. So each keystroke, let's see if that's working. So eating, so it is binding it to state. So as you can see, so but now we don't have an add button. We can't add it to the list yet. So let's create that method. So create another handle method called handle add to list. So we're gonna make sure the user input something. So we're gonna check if state dot new item is not equal to empty string, so they haven't entered anything. We don't want to add it. So this saying if they enter something, we can add it to the list. So we can say state dot item, and we're gonna push this new this new item to this new object into our array. So we're gonna have an ID on it. So we're gonna create a new ID for it. So it'll be random to be a string, make a tag, be a task, and the new task would be state that the new item that they enter, and I think, and then we want to, after it got pushed to the array, we want to clear out the input from the state. So new item be a empty string. I think that'll be it. So we want to grab that and bind it to our button on click. Handle add to list. So let's say, oh, did I say? Let me see. See. Something's not right. Oh, it's outputting that, so it's fine. And then the method to the button. So to list. Oh, I didn't return it from my state. That's why. Okay, so let's give it this for now. You know that's working. Save and let's see. Reading. There you go. They added to the list. Let me make this look a little nicer. We can have hide the title. Our title is already bold. Actually, let's make the title bold. This CSS is from the documentation of Tailwind. If you're not familiar with it, we'll add some padding, and then we'll send it to page. What else? This should be center. To do CSS. It looks like the style. Let me see. So button. Add some style to the button. We have a BTN and a BTN blue. BTN and BTN blue. The style is not applying. What is this file? It might do. It's here. It's at my root directory. Strange. The star should be applying, but it doesn't look like the star is being applied. Strange. Reset my dev environment. Should be working. Is for my root directory. Let me open my dev tool. There's nothing wrong. Got my state. So as you can see, let's find out what's wrong with my style. Why my style is not working. It doesn't look like it's loaded. Oh, I might have missed the configuration. Oh, yes, I missed this configuration. Post CSS dot config. Yes, it's not loaded. The tailwind is not loaded. So grab that config, create a config file, and paste that in. So once start up, install our pack environment. Okay, so look like the star is being applied. That's great. So with that, fonts. Font bold. Okay. The input, we're going to start some the input. What we got for the input? Delete this. So class the input container. Okay. Then we will also send the content to center. Okay. So let's add another item to the list. So reading and apple. As you see, it added to the list. So that's how you use Vue new composition API with the render function. You define your component, you put everything in the setup function, and then you return your state and your method and out, and then create your HTML out. If you would let me know what you guys think about it. If you like to see more of maybe creating with TypeScript or and what you guys want to give me feedback of the style and what you guys think about the Vue 3 new API. Thank you.